Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamisha, also known as Mrs. COTA. So, are you interested in OT school? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover the 5 most asked OT school interview questions. All right, so stay tuned. Let's jump into it. All right, so this is such a juicy topic, all right, because some schools will require interviews while other schools will not. But for those people that are going to colleges that does require interview, this is like the top 5 questions that I feel like you will at least get 3 out of this 5 asked to you. So to help you better prepare, I want to just tell you what they are and give you some insight so you know exactly how to answer these questions. So the first question is usually, tell us about yourself. Why do you want to be an OT? All right. So when this question comes up, you really want to know your story. So to prepare for this question, know your story. All right. For me, I have my story. If I was asked this question, why do I want to be an OT? My story is pretty straightforward. I went to uh, a school open house with my father. We was initially going there for the nursing program. We were sitting in the auditorium. They were talking, blah, 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 about nursing. And I just wasn't engaged. I wasn't really paying much attention. And I'm thinking about other things that I could be doing with my time. And then somebody else comes in and they start talking about occupational therapy. Now, once they start talking about occupational therapy, it catches my ear and I start sitting up straight and now I'm more attentive and I'm like, whoa, what is this? So I wanted to learn more. I wanted to know more. And it was like a light bulb that went off in my head. And I'm like, wow, I think this is it. This is what I want to do. And I nudged my dad and I said, hey, Dad, I think I want to learn about occupational therapy. And he's like, no, 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 we're here for nursing. We're here for nursing. And at that point, they were separating people. They were like, okay, everyone for the nursing program, go to the left. Everybody for the nursing, for the occupational therapy program, go to the right. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, let's go to the right. Let's go to the right. And he's like, no, let's go to the left. Let's go to the left. But finally, I was able to convince him. And we went to the right. And we sat and we listened to them talk about the profession and, what you can do and what it's all about. And I was just like all ears. I was like attentive and I'm like, Dad, this is it. This is what I want to do. So right after that, I went home. I started YouTubing, Googling, researching. And before you know it, I scheduled to go and shadow an occupational therapist just so I can confirm that this was definitely something I want to do. So you see how I could just spill out my story and be like, well, this is why I want to be an OT. You also need to be able to do the same. So definitely look into knowing your why, knowing your story. So the next question would be, in your own words, what is occupational therapy? Now, you will not only get asked this question on your school interview, but you'll also get asked this question when you're actually working in the field. Because oftentimes, I hate to say it, we're often confused with physical therapy, right? So you need to be able to differentiate. So for me, if I was asked, what is occupational therapy? Usually what I say is, well, occupational therapy is a holistic therapeutic profession that helps individuals regain quality of life after injury, illness, and disease. So that is my spill because I know the profession, I understand the profession. So you want to be able to also define in your own words, what is occupational therapy? If you don't really know how to define it, go look it up. Go to AOTA, go to NBCOT site, Google it, and it'll give you a definition. And then you can really be able to be prepared for that question. Now, the third question would usually be, why did you choose to apply to our program at our school, right? So you want to research your school and the program, both, not just the program, but you also want to have a good understanding of the mission state, the philosophy of the school, and also what the program has to offer. Have an idea on how many people may pass, you know, through the program. Usually they have a lot of the, that information, the statistics on the website. So make sure you read through the website thoroughly. Make sure you have an understanding of the curriculum. Make sure you have an understanding of the requirement. All right. Credits, all these things are important, because by doing that, you're showing the interviewer that you have shown interest, and you are a straightforward person, you're a go-getter, and you are showing them that you are truly, truly interested. So the fourth question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Now, when you are asked this, sometimes people try to lie, right? Or they'll say something like, oh, I don't have any weaknesses. That's a lie. People don't do that, all right? That's a red flag. As soon as you tell someone, I don't have any weaknesses, we all have weaknesses, right? You want to be personable. You want to be honest, all right? But when you're answering this question, for example, you say, I am a really good listener, right? That's your strength. What may be your weakness is, even though I'm a good listener, sometimes I get so engaged with people's story that it takes me out of my management of my time, where I find myself falling behind. So I recognize that even though I'm a good listener, I need to also know when to kind of cut conversations short, so I can always stay on my schedule, so I can be able to manage, etc., etc. I'm just using that as if I, was working and I was having that question come up, and let's say I'm falling behind with my caseload or patients because I'm so engaged in listening to someone's story or talking to someone. That can be it. But the the whole point of that is really understanding that even though you have a strength and you have a weakness, you want to always recognize that your weakness is always constantly being worked on. You're always working, and you are recognizing that weakness, versus saying, well, I'm a good listener, and then your weakness is, I'm really disorganized. That is not good. All right. Now, if you say that I tend to be disorganized at times, but I recognize that I'm disorganized. So now I decided that I am going to be using a particular app that helps me keep more organized. Or I have this system that I'm utilizing that's helping me keep more organized. Do you understand what I'm saying? So definitely make sure you understand and know what your strength and what your weakness is. And lastly, the last question is, did you have a shadow experience or work experience prior to applying for the program? Why is this question asked? Well, they want to see if you have already put effort into understanding and learning about this profession. And I implore you, if you are applying to a OT school, that you do this, that you do try to get shadow experience, or if you are working, there may be some kind of work connection. Maybe you are working in rehab. Maybe you're working where you're working with kids. You want to be able to relate in some kind of way. Let's say you might just be working as a waitress, right? And you don't have like a rehab background, that's okay. What you'd want to say is, well, I work as a waitress, but I really like customer service. And I feel like within this profession, it's really about serving your client. And I feel like I can translate those skills into this profession. Okay? You see how I worded that? So when there's a will, there's a way. So I hope that this was helpful. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Definitely leave me comments below. And that's about it for today's video. So if you want more, make sure you come back. Every week I'll be posting. All right? Bye, guys.